Alright guys, here's a quick update. We got a long weekend going in right now. We start the market again on Tuesday. I hope everyone has a good Memorial Day. One thing I wanted to show everybody, so this is a chart of the QQQ, and this would represent this. You can find the same picture or the same rough charts on the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. They all basically follow the exact same patterns. You might have a little bit lower, higher lines on each W. But if you look at since we started this downtrend, since the beginning of April, the beginning of April, we fell. We had a big W, and that led to a massive crash from 345 to 320, which is, what is that? 345 to 25 points, which is like 7-8%. And then that bottom came back up for another W, and then we fell from 330 all the way down to 290, which is 40 points, which is almost 12%. And now we just hit an even bigger W. So we hit a big W, or we hit a small W on that first crash from 370 down to 340. That was about a 10% drop though. Then it led to a decent sized crash with a bigger W, which then led to a bigger crash with an even bigger W. And so I bought some puts, just like 500 bucks worth. And I'm hoping for an even bigger crash than what we've seen so far. So maybe 10, 11, 12%. And I'm hoping to make 30, 40x of my money. And here's what I'm going to start doing. So I'm going to take half of my profits and I'm going to throw it into muln stock. And then the other half, I'm going to try to 10 to 50x. Because I'm going to probably 50x this money if we go down 10%. And right now we're at the top of that W where it tends to drop in the last three patterns. And so I'm going to, if I end up making a big profit off that, I'm going to try to actually trade the W's this next time. And I mean, if you trade these things right, you could literally turn $500 into $1 million over the course of 10 trades over the course of 3 or 4 weeks. And so I'm just going to throw half my profits all the time into muln stock. And then if I lose the money that I'm trading with the other half of my profits, then I'm going to wait for a good opportunity or something that feels right or something like this that looks right. And I'm going to sell those stock that I'm holding, not my options. I'm going to keep my options, of course, but I'm going to sell those stock, and I'm going to try to get to $1 million of shares in muln by trading the options on the indexes. And I like this pattern that we're seeing right now, so let's see what happens. Yeah, guys, I mean, it's all good news. There ain't nothing bad. Like, there's a lot of FUD everywhere I look. Like, the Reddits and the Twitters. There's a lot of, like, no-name accounts that get no likes that are just always saying bearish things. And David Mickery selling his shares. That's always a good sign. When you know retail owns the float and you start seeing the insiders sell their shares, that means they're running out of shares, people. So I don't really care if this takes another 2, 3, 4 weeks, because I'm going to build this little side pot. And the side pot, like, I mean, I'll buy the whole float myself if I have to. If I have to trade options to buy the whole float, that's what I'm going to start doing. And we'll start with just a little bit of money. And because if I can actually do this, if I can actually trade options well, then I should have no problem making a lot of money on the options and being able to buy more and more stock. And I'm excited about it. But look at those W's, people. Is that not like a super sexy chart right there that says this is going to dip hard AF? Let's go.